Hey everybody, it's Charlie James. I have to say that my wife, the lovely Miss Sheila, over the past couple of months has been extremely patient with me in my newfound re-obsession with the game of golf. I've been playing golf for a long, long time. A long, long time. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. Yep, that's me, little Charlie, out there in my overalls, my t-shirt, got a golf club in my hand. Yep, been playing the game a long time. I often say that if I were to, through some unfortunate circumstance, lose my vision, the two things that I would miss the most would be the sight of my wife's beautiful face and the sight of a well-struck golf ball in the air. Uh, Beautiful things to me. But golf teaches you a lot. It teaches you a great deal. Bobby Jones said that golf is a perfect analogy for life. Sometimes you hit a great shot, ends up with a bad result. Sometimes you hit a bad shot, comes out with a great result. Lesson being, you really can't control everything. You're not completely in control, and that's what golf will teach you. I think a lot of people out there need to play more golf. They need to understand exactly what a huge metaphor it is for life. You have to play the ball where it lies. Sometimes you're given bad circumstances, but you still have to play the ball where it lies. And a lot of these folks out there, especially the folks that we saw last weekend with the Democrat Socialist of America Party and their convention, these folks need to take up the game and really learn what it's about, because you can't blame everybody else for something that is your responsibility. Not necessarily your fault, your responsibility. If you hit a good shot, the ball hits a sprinkler head, a rock, whatever, and rolls off into the rough, is that your fault? No, not always. Is it your responsibility to play that ball where it lies? Yes, that's your responsibility. Again, not your fault, but your responsibility. And they don't seem to understand that. They want to continually blame everybody else for what is their responsibility. And I liken these folks to the guys you see on the golf course. They'll hit the bad shot. They're swinging the club. They are putting the movement on the ball, and they don't get the results they want. So what do? They break the club. How ridiculous is that? Not only have you failed to take responsibility for what was your responsibility, you've now taken action against something that had nothing to do with it. It was just reacting to what you did, and therefore you think by some way you're going to make it better by breaking it? Well, that's what they want to do. They want to blame everybody else. They want to blame everything else for their condition in life, and you just cannot do that. A grown-up takes responsibility for what happens. If you hit the ball in the water, you take the penalty stroke and you play the ball again where it lies. You take your penalty drop and you play the ball again. You keep on. You don't throw your entire bag of clubs in the water. Although you might want to. You definitely might want to on occasion. But you just don't do it, at least not when you get to some sort of maturity and you start saying, listen, it wasn't the club's fault, it was my fault. I need to get better. I need to give myself the skills that I need to handle a situation like this. And a lot of people don't do that in life. They just get completely frustrated with what's going on, whether it be in politics or in business or in anything in the world spectrum. And it's always somebody else's fault. They don't prepare themselves with the skills that they need. That's what adults do. That's what adults do. They prepare themselves for whatever situation comes along. Sure, sometimes you'll get into situations that you don't know how to handle. You got to take the penalty stroke and keep playing the game. You can't go blaming everybody else for what's your problem. I guess if I learned a lot from the game of golf, it would be that. The club doesn't swing itself. You swing it. And if you put a bad swing on the ball, it's your responsibility to go hit it out of the rough or dig it out of the water or find it in the woods and try to do better next time. You don't go storming off the course, running back home, blaming everybody else for what you did. Golf. Get out there and play it. It'll frustrate you. Of course it will. It'll give you a lot of good life lessons too. I'm Charlie James. Go play some golf. This is Unscripted.